Good morning, my name is Estefania Vasquez and I'm going to talk you about the culture of the country of France. Okay, I chose this country because I am a very romantic person and in France there is Paris, the city of love. Also, my favorite movie, it's Amelia. It took place in France. Another thing that I choose France is because I have never been there, but my friends yes, and they told me that in each street a boy or a girl are playing the violin or the cello, and it's amazing to see so much culture and art just in the street. So I'm going to tell you a little bit of culture of France, so you can later comprehend better the business culture in France. So these are the macarons, a representative food plate in France. In France, this is the map. Some of the important places are Paris, is Cannes. Cannes is where it took place the most important festival of movies. There is Nice, there is Avignon. Some of the most important touristic architectures are the Eiffel Tower, is the Versailles Palace, the Notre Dame, and the Louvre, where is the Mona Lisa. So I'm going to talk about a little bit more of the culture of France. So first of all, how to say hi. Bonjour in French. So the handshake has to be strong, but not that strong that it hurts. Also, if you don't know the professional title of the person, you have to say Madame or Monsieur. Also, you can't arrive without an appointment. And punctuality. French people tends to be so punctual that you can forgive 10 minutes of late, but no more. Also, if it's about dinner, if you have an appointment to take dinner with a family or with a French, it's important to be punctual because they take the food very serious. If you arrive 10 minutes late and it's dinner, they will start without you and you have a bad impression. Also, the French people tends to love the language, so if you try to speak in English to them, they are not going to take you seriously. So you have to talk in French or give a effort to talk in French. Even if you did it wrong, they will appreciate a little more. Also, the appointments tends to be in coffee areas. They love coffee. And in public places, then they tend to speak very low to not bother any people. They are so respectful. Now I'm going to talk about the business culture in France. First of all, the appointment. The appointment has to be made 2 or 3 months before the witch day. Also, the punctuality. French people tends to be punctual on everything, even if it's business or social. The host, if the host decide to be at a meeting with food, they spend all day cooking. So the less you can do is show the respect and being on time. Also, the living hour it's not defined because French people, if they have an appointment, they reserve all the day for that appointment. So they don't have under compromise and have to cut the meeting. So you have all the day with French people. Also, the gift giving. The gift giving is a very common thing on France. An example can be flowers. You can send in 2 or 3 hours before the meeting. Also chocolates, a basket of fruit, wine or any alcohol. it's not recommended because the host tends to choose with time the wine, their favorite wine for the honor people they invitate. So the most important thing about the gifts is that they have quality. If they don't have quality, it's better to give nothing than a poor quality gift. Also, if it's a business company, you don't have to give a gift with a logo company because they think it's rude or vulgar. Because French people tends to prefers to make friendly meeting than money meeting. So it's better to omit the logo. Also, you can give a thank you gift like a basket of fruits and a thank you note. It's better to write it yourself because the French people tends to say, "Oh, he took the time to write me a note." They are really grateful for what we, the French people, did for them. Nowadays, France have a lot of politics that even small or big factories has to be friendly with the environment. It can't affect the greenhouse effect, and the companies has to be green. They have to make a social impact. If your project that you're presenting to French people or in France makes pollution, it's better to not present it because they are going to reject it. French companies are ethical and responsive with the environment and with its society. Dress code in business in France. France, where fashion start, the haute couture start, all the amazing brands nowadays start in France. Is the fashion point. The fashion weeks are there. All of the French people look with style. So dress code is very important for them. Men has to be formal and with style. Formal means suit, yeah, but it can be with style, like vary the colors, but don't pass to the informal colors. You always have to be formal. And woman knows what is the latest on fashion. So if you are old fashioned, a woman can discriminate you like an outdated person, like who lives in the past. So you have to know all the trends that are nowadays if you're a woman. For women, it's important elegance, formal, and style. French people tend to make a warning about the informal and formal, but informal is not like here in Mexico. Informal in Mexico is jeans, and for France, no. French people thinks that informal is like black jeans, but it has to be black, so it can be not that informal. And formal is a dress with high heels. So it's very important to know what kind of informal or formal it's in France. So another subject in business in France can be bribery and corruption. So France is ranked in the top 25 less corrupt countries in the world. The number is about 176 countries. So France is good with corruption. It is the less country with the corruption. So this is because France implements new laws that disminute corruption, and that talks a lot about France because it means that France wants to change. It doesn't want to be corrupt anymore. Another important non-verbal aspect in French business culture is the eye contact. It shows respect and interest of yourself. It also shows trustworthiness of yourself and your project, Smile. You can smile in the meetings, but French people doesn't care if you smile, so you can, but it doesn't matter. Another important aspect is the business cards. The business cards have to have a format, a French format. You can do it on both sides. In the front side, it can be in the French language, and in the other side, the English language is very important. That, and you have to include your academic degree. You have to give one to the secretary or receptionist and all the executives you see in the meeting. Also, French bosses tends to be authoritarian, so you have to show them respect, like not interrupting and being cautious about what you say. Also, you can impress them with all the documents with high quality. Inside, the information inside has to be had quality, and also from the outside, like the format and with a carpet that will impress the boss and develop a positive relationship between the two sides. Now I'm going to tell you about some verbal aspect of the business culture in France. So French people tends to debate all stuff, so you can give your opinion, but only if you know about the subject. If you don't know anything about it or you doubt about it, it's better to stay quiet than say something, because French people will contradict you and that will make an awkward meeting. So it's better to stay quiet if you don't know about the topic. An advantage you can have is to previously know about history, politics, and what's happening now in France, so you can break the ice without start the conversation with that topics. Also, be prepared to answer questions of your country, like traditions, food, and what's happening now, and the politics in your country. That's typical questions of French people to foreigners. So, welcome topics can be sports, music, art, and also French cuisine is a very familiar topic, because the majority people of France know how to cook, so it's an easy topic to talk about it, and French people would like to answer your question of French cuisine. To finish this video, I'm going to tell you about what's happening with women now in France. So, the 30% of directive positions in France are from women. The trouble is that women to reach a directive position needs to have a master degree. The good news is that in France the schools aren't that expensive, so it's accessible for every woman. I hope you like the French culture, and I hope that you follow my rules to have a positive relationship with a French company. Thank you.